Welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna try to finish up tearing down this Magna. We'll get the engine off and then we'll get into it. But right now we just gotta knock off a few things. We already have the rear axle out, and this is the 3rd gen Honda Magna. I don't know why I flipped it over. That's always easier to take the front end off. So we got some parts there that we can work on. This thing's all straight, so don't have to worry about anything being bent when we go to sell anything. But this engine can come out. If I remember correctly, yeah, these frames are solid. There's no piece to remove. It's just you drop the engine. And I was trying to get the oil pan off before I got it out of the frame, but it's really not that easy to get past. Oh, you know what? Could drop down for those two. That one's tough. And that one you got to come in from this side. But it's hard to get on that one. It really is. But we'll keep taking these guys out. The rear brake arm, actually, once we take the pedal off, you can pivot this up and swing it out, push it right out. And then we have the brake light here, the spring that goes with that. So that's straight too. Basically, we have 10s, 14s, 12s, and little cotter pins that you got to pull out of some of these. There's our brace there. That's a 14 hanging on there. And then the inside is a 10. So you got to get this cotter pin out. Usually just break them off. They're not usually, I mean, you can reuse them, but I usually don't. You're supposed to replace them. And then, yeah, we can get the rear swing arm off. See what size that is. Remove that. Then, of course, we can already get the rear wheel off, but you either need to remove the rear brake hub, this guy. So we're gonna take this off. That'll come off easy. And then we gotta sort out parts. So anyway, let's keep tearing down this guy. Okay, got the wheel off. Since it was free, I was able to move it forward and get the chain off. That would have to come off around the rear swing arm. So here's our rear brake, here's our drum. I don't know, this would be hard to move myself. But here's our support bar. You can pull this out. This is how you would change your rear drum shoes. Nobody looks at these until they start screaming or they don't work. There's your little springs in there that hold them in place. And then when you pivot this arm, it pushes those out. Pretty cool design, simple, been used for years. There you go, that's your rear hub, rear brake, everything there. So that can be sold. That's ready. Now we have a 23 millimeter in here, holding the rear swing arm on. Get our adapter on there. I'll work that free until it comes off, I think. Yeah, that comes off in the right direction. Then we have 14 there. Looks like a 12 down there. We'll get those off once this is free. And then the rear swing arm will be done. And I can remove it completely. Sorry, I said that was a 23 here. It's actually a 22. And then there's a 17 on this side, but once that's off, this just pulls through and your rear is free. So here's your bolt for the rear swing arm. I'm gonna put the nut on there, back on there, and then, yep, 14's here, 12's down there, 14 just pulls out. Watch that, there you go. Just like that, rear shock bolts. And then we can wiggle this out around the rusty old chain. See, it's free. All we gotta do, oh, it's still connected over here. There she is. So now she's free. We'll dust her off, take pictures, and sell it. While we're at it, we're gonna take off the kickstand. We don't need that anymore since we don't have any wheels. Front, rear. So there's an 8 millimeter on the inside if you need to hold that bolt. There is a nut on the outside that's a 14, so we're gonna turn that off. And then I think you need to turn this out also. That's usually threaded in through here. And then you have your, well, you could even just release this. That's your spring that holds this in place. And then there's a stopper. A lot of times the older bikes actually stop on the rear swing arm. Not here. This is all a single unit. And then our kickstand switch goes up here. We have some metal brackets that are easy to bend out of the way. You can do that pretty quick. There's one, there's two. And then there's a little plastic connector that holds it in place up on the frame. So you can usually save those. They sit on a little knob. You see how it notches in there? Take a little screwdriver in there. Oh, you got clear on me. Of course, you would have had to already disconnect that from the wiring harness, which is no longer on this bike. So, like I said, 14 on the outside, spin that nut off. Then usually you have to turn this out to free that up because I don't want that falling off. I misread that situation a little bit. The 8mm bolt just holds the switch on. And then once that comes off, you can see that threads into this. There is another bolt, but it is a 14. So when that came off, I was like, oh, that's just the switch. And then we turn this out, as you can see. Oh, you know what? I don't think we had to turn that out. That would have just come through. Nope, that's threaded in there too. Okay, so I was correct a little bit. So there's that bolt that holds that on. Now this guy, be careful with these springs. They're pressure loaded, but you can usually just kind of pivot that off. Don't pull it worse. That's gonna go flying. I'm gonna take this off here, and then that's gonna just slip off. So don't lose it. You wanna keep this stuff together. All right, shocks are off. If you wanna get these off of here, you gotta pull the insert off, knock it from the back. It's a metal framework here, and then the rubber bushings come out once this is out of the way. So yeah, you just push it from the inside. Be easier with a tool or a stronger finger. There you go, pull that out, and then you just kind of squeeze that in, break it down, and pull it from one side or the other, push it through the frame. I don't know if I can get this off because it's kind of set up. This is the helmet lock. Be nice to keep that, but it's not really held on by a screw. We'll see what I can do there. Maybe we drop the engine now. We got mainly 14mm and 12mm. Those look like 14. That looks like a 17. Yep. Nope, this is a 12. What do I got on here? Yeah, that's a 12. So lower motor mounts are 12s. There's some 12s here. This is full of water now. Well, that's not fun. Gonna rust out the inside of this motor. It's good we're not using it again. Okay, lots of 12s. Got some 17s here and there. Get the motor mounts off, clean them up and sell them. You do have, this goes across. I think that's a 17. That bolt goes the whole way across the bottom of the motor. Yep. All right, the engine is free. All the brackets are out. We had 12s, 14s, and 17s, different bolts. We'll collect everything. I tried to keep it together, but some had nuts that don't connect anything because they're going into the frame. But mostly we can keep all that together. These are the engine mount bolts. So now the engine's just basically drop down and sitting there. We could I took the bolt out of the front sprocket. I'll just probably wedge that off so I can get the chain out of the way. The chain's junk. It's going to be scrapped. It's metal. So anybody needs that for scrap metal, let me know. This is your push rod. It goes the whole way through for the clutch. That's actually should pop through there. That goes the whole way out here. There, you can see it there. You can pull that out and clean it up. That'll go either way. There you go. This is the thing that pushes the clutch. When you pull in your lever, this goes this way, or does it go that way? This is your clutch side. This thing's upside down. Yeah, so it mounts to this side. You push in your clutch, you push it, it goes this way, and it works. All right, so like I said, I'll wedge that front sprocket off and then we will dump the engine. I've never replaced sprockets. Of course, I'm usually a shaft drive guy, but there's like a inner, I don't even know what it's made out of, rubber, but this stuff's all breaking off, so you can tell it's junk. And this sprocket's kind of rusted on there. This thing sat outside before I got it. So anyway, if we can't get this off of here without the sprocket moving, I can get the sprocket to move, but we could just cut this too and then wiggle it off. This does move, the shaft is free, but it's definitely not coming loose all that easily. We can make it work, but we don't really care. So, engine is out of the frame. This chain is still wrapped around the frame. Looks like we have a brace there. So that bolt could come out. We can get this out of there. Then the chain would be free. That's 14, I'm guessing. Well, I got pretty much everything off the frame. I do not know how to get this helmet lock off. If anybody has any help for me. I noticed on the other frame I have that I already tore down. So yes, we got multiple 3rd gen Magnas. This is a 97. That was a 95. There is a way. This one's just missing. So there should be 2 of these on here. It looks like there's some sort of little pin there. So I don't know how this actually comes off. I guess I can just knock it off here, try and, it's probably rusty. So whatever that is was here too. Or whatever this is was here too. So I might be able to just knock it off with a screwdriver and a hammer. And maybe I can get this off. Or pry bar, I don't know. But anyway, the other one, if I can get this one off, I'll get that one off too. And we can save that. But otherwise, pretty much took off what's valuable here or what's worth taking off. Oh, there's some bolts. Let's keep those. That's for the footrest. There we go. So now we pretty much got everything off. There was this screw with a thing here, and it took, that screw came out, and then it was a spacer, and then that's what the chain guard rests on, I guess. And that took a 12 millimeter hex. I don't even know what I did with that. I set it down somewhere to take pictures. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, so that guy came off. And that was a 12. And we just wrenched it out. See? First you take the bolt out. Then you have this little guy there. And yeah, got that off. So we're down to the wire on this bike. Now we're down to the engine. Guys, I think that's about enough for this bike. There's not much to show you anymore. We have others. We have 2 Super Magnas here. We have a Super Magna here, which I don't think we're gonna tear down. Should probably get that running again. I did have it running, so we'll get to that. Here's a 3rd gen Magna. Does run. Look at all those good parts. So that, I'm telling you, should be running again. And oh, I gotta show a guy where this hose routes. I told you I would. We'll have to pull out a carb set and show you what's going on there. So I will see you guys on the next one. Get out and ride. Tear down your bike. Got a giant walnut in that battery case. These squirrels, guys. I'll see you in the next one. We'll do something else, but take it easy. Tear down your motorcycle. Sell the parts. Make some money. Bye-bye. Hey, I just threw a vice grip on here and started turning, and this thing came right off. So it looks like I can get the other one off. It screws in there, and then this one, I don't know what that is, but we'll find out in a second. Here we go. That get some focus here. Same thing over here. I don't know why they didn't put, I guess they don't want people realizing they can steal these. I don't know why they didn't put like some sort of bolt head on there, because all you got to do is just grip it and get it off. I don't know what that other one had there. Let's see here in a second. Once I get these two off, easy peasy. And then, yeah, okay, that other one must have just broke off. But here, they're both threaded in, and we have a key code. That is the easiest key code to get off a bike. Amazing. So there we go. There's your number for your key code if you need to get a new key made. Awesome. That's kind of a short video to show you how to get these off on a 3rd gen Magna. Probably very similar for other Hondas. But now I saved this from the scrapper and found a key code to make a new key if we need it. Guys, I'll see you on the next one.